Okay guys, Grow the Farm Up. Today we're going to talk about two different types of cover cropping and the reasons behind it. Now this is a cover crop, as you can see, very tall. The winter grasses made it. This cover crop was broadcast on, not planted, broadcast on last year, the end of July of 2020, and it has not been touched since. You can see how it overwintered, and you can see which species overwintered. Primarily the grass species is what you're looking at. You know, as we've always talked, not giving away all my secrets, but what I'll probably do, and I wanted to put this video out, see what you guys thought. I'll probably terminate this shortly because it's getting pretty tall, and let all that biomass lay down on the ground and plant these higher nutrient dense soybeans back into it. But this is really quality, solid cover cropping here. And again, guys, this was just broadcast. This was not planted. This was broadcast into a standing corn crop in July of 2020. This is now April 15th, tax day, I guess, of 2021. And so look at the remarkable overwintering capabilities of this. And you can see the winter peas are out there. I mean, it's pretty much winter peas and the winter grasses that overwintered very extremely well, and they never really did turn colors. So I mean, they turned a little brown, but they never really did just brown off. My neighbors have been mentioning to me. Okay, now we're going to jump across the road and look at some drilled cover crop. Now here is bare ground. Boo, bad. But you know, you got to have some test spots, and it's the end of the field. It was a soybean setback for seed corn last year, but that's what your bare ground looks like, blowing away on you. Okay, now we're going to go over here and look at right across the road. Oops, excuse me, bad camera there. We're going to go right across the road here, and we're going to hop out and look at what the drilled cover crop looks like, and what we want to do there, and why, and the two different techniques of cover cropping and why we used them. Let's see, I think really any spot's about as good as the other. Let's just go ahead and drive on out here, somewhere about right in this range here. Okay, this looks pretty good. Now, if you guys look back at my videos, you'll see when I did when I did broadcast that cover crop over there, which was last July, and you'll be able to see what that looked like last summer. I've also got some videos of myself drilling this cover crop last year. As I said, it went in a couple weeks later than I wanted, but you can really see how there's 3 rows 7.5 inches apart, and then where the planter is going to run is an open 15-inch spot. So every 30 inches, you know, I mean, we're gonna plant right here. Let me get zoomed out again. You know, you're gonna plant right here, you're gonna plant right here, you're going to plant right here, you're going to plant right here. And so this stuff, I will probably plant into it and will not terminate it until post-planting or right behind the planter. On the seed corn fields, I may terminate it before planting, just because. But the nice thing I've noticed about this, if you give Mother Nature something to grow, you know, your Mother Nature is going to put a plant on any bare spot in a field, and more than likely 9 times out of 10 that's going to be a weed. You know, it's not going to be what you want. And we've got a really good mix here. You can see the Austrian winter peas that overwintered, putting nitrogen down. Again, pretty much the same mix of the winter grass family of cover crops. And we're adding carbon and more carbon. And I think I'm gonna let this stuff grow. What do you guys think? Sorry for the poor camera work. I think I'm gonna let this stuff grow for a good couple weeks. I'm gonna try some commercial cornfields where I'm not necessarily gonna not terminate them, but I'm gonna just knock them back a little bit with either a little 2,4-D, or what do you think about this? Just a little bit of 2800 or 3200. Maybe throw a little phosphorus out here, liquid broadcast. I don't know if the camera's doing this justice. Let's see if it looks better this way. Kinda. Kind of an overcast day. So these are the two different methodologies of cover cropping. One in corn, which you can broadcast, not plant, broadcast, late July of the 2020 corn crop year. And then this is behind soybeans, which is get your soybean drill out and basically drill cover crop with it. Ideally right behind your combine. In the past years when I've done this, now it's been cold. It's supposed to freeze again. Chance of freezing over the weekend. It's Thursday today. Chance of snow Tuesday of next week. So it's been cool. So we don't have we had a couple of 6-8 days of ideal growing conditions. And the great thing about it, guys, is there's some spots where it's cover crop, but in a week, 10 days of good weather, this stuff is going to take off and be a foot tall. And at that point, planters will be in the field, and then I'm going to spray it, terminate it, lay it down, and have just an armor barrier. And according to my Haney soil samples, I got very active soils. It will eat that carbon source up almost immediately and convert it into available nutrients. This field in particular here is going into seed corn, high nutrient dense seed corn, and we will see how all the things shake out. So what should I do? How about a little combination of all things? I think I'm going to terminate that tall broadcast cover crop that's over there, that's almost 1.5 feet tall, that overwintered nicely. I think I'm going to plant right into a lot of this cover crop, and we'll see how it all works out. We'll terminate some. We will just knock back some of it to try to slow down the growth and leave it growing as long as possible. And some of it, we may just plant corn into it and leave it. I think I might take 100 or a couple hundred acres and just plant commercial corn into it and leave it, because I always plant a few hundred acres of commercial corn. I got to know how my seed corn's doing. I got to grow it myself and make sure it's hitting that 270, 280 bushel range on the top end. So there's a little bit of cover crop 101, a couple of different techniques and strategies, the hows and the whys and the what we did and the reasons for it. And I'm very interested in your guys' comments. Tell me what you think I ought to do. There's about 6 different options here, and I think we'll incorporate 3 or 4 of them and make it good and manageable and nice and easy. Soil health, and soil health leads to human health, and going after a healthier planet while sequestering carbon. I can't think of a better goal to shoot for. How often do you get an opportunity to make money and do the right thing? Grow the farm up, guys. Let me know what you think.